I know exactly what it feels like to be in a rut. I know what it feels like when you just don't want to start a conversation with anyone about what you're up to because you don't know the answer and life just keeps spinning madly on and things just seem to be a little bit more mundane than usual. I get it. And if you clicked on this video, you probably do too. Hey guys, my name is Amanda. If you're new to this channel, welcome. We are soul seekers here. We are looking to better ourselves, and today we are covering 5 things that I employ 100% in my life to get out of a rut. So let's get into this video. The very first one that we're going to talk about is probably one of my faves, and tried, tested, and true: refresh your space. This is something that really helps me clear my mind. If I don't have a clear space, I'm not able to think clearly. And the action of taking small steps, even though they may not be pushing you towards your final goal in whatever you're working on, the action of taking small steps and completing small tasks, well, that's going to equal a bit of a dopamine dump. Some people love embracing the organized chaos, as I like to say it, but it really is true that a physical environment of a workplace or whatever you're doing really at that space, it has a significant effect on our productivity and our morale, and a significant effect on the way that we work. When our space is a mess, it's kind of proven that so are we. And that's certainly true for simple, logical perspective. We lose precious work minutes every time we go searching for lost things in our cluttered desk. So for you to succeed, it could be really awesome to kind of reduce that clutter and clean up your space. It doesn't necessarily have to be associated with work, really. There's also other studies that just show that the influence of our cognition, emotions, behavior, and as well just decision making and relationships can be affected by a clean space. And I think one of the most important ones is the relationship with ourselves. When we clean our space, we're basically telling ourselves that we are worth having a very livable home. Cluttered spaces have negative effects on our stress and anxiety levels, as well as our ability to focus, our eating choices, and even sleep. The next one, and it may sound like a broken record because I'm sure a lot of people say this, but it is so true: get outside. A lot of research has been put behind this one. Try heading outdoors if you're really feeling in a rut. It has a huge positive impact on our brain, and no matter the season, all you have to do is dress for what's going on outside. I mean, unless it is a complete blizzard. But one study found that taking a walk outside reduced self-referential rumination. Say that again, self-referential rumination, a behavior that can actually increase the risk of depression. Another study found that nature walks were associated with decreased depression, lowered stress, and an increased mental well-being. All of these things go into getting you out of that rut. Not to forget to mention that if you are a creative soul, or you've got a creative project, or you've got some brainstorming to do, getting outside enhances creativity as well. So the next time you're feeling super bogged down, the next time that you are feeling very overwhelmed, take a deep breath and try going for a walk. Of course, there are so many other things that go to the way that our brain functions with anxiety and depression, but this could be a first step into maybe just pushing yourself out of that mundane feeling, pushing yourself out of that feeling of absolutely being unmotivated into a new routine. Paying attention to the world around you relaxes you, makes you see the beauty in smaller things, and also it's a great way of getting exercise, and that is just a plus, plus, plus. Number 3 is one of my absolute faves, and I want to talk you through the day one mindset. Think about your day one on any project. You're motivated, you're excited, you have made your plan, you have got the brainstorm going, and you're ready to tackle this thing. Well, when day 1 becomes day 30 of a project, you probably lose the luster of all of that anticipation to start a new project. Day 1 mindset is when you can actionably take yourself back to how you're feeling in day 1. Create that brainstorm again, create that plan that focuses forward. Oftentimes when we get in a rut, we are thinking way too much in the past and maybe even a little bit too much in the immediate present versus looking forward towards the goals at hand. Day 1 mindset pulls you back into those moments of that forward thinking. If you can start to make those notes again and speak to your team if you have one, or bounce ideas off some friends on how you can really push your project forward to get excited again about what you're doing, well, that is what you want. And if this project is completely sucking your soul, well, maybe it's actually not the right one for you. When I'm experiencing moments of self-doubt, this number 4 is really the thing that helps me get out of that rut. And sometimes you need someone else giving you the ladder, and it is connect. Connecting with others is so great for getting out of a rut. One, it's going to expand your world. You're gonna realize that, hey, maybe the problems that you're dealing with aren't as big as what's going on in the world, or the problems that you do have, or how you're feeling in that moment, feeling understood by others and connecting in that way can 100% help when we just feel like we can't shake our head and get out of it. Strike up a conversation. Talking to new people even can expand your social connections, and plus you'll learn interesting things about people that may actually have you excited about trying some new things in life. And also just spending some time engaged in an activity, whether that be a friend or even on your own. Have some fun with it. Try something new. Be spontaneous. A bored life feeds into rut life. So if you can try and do something that's not necessarily pre-planned with someone that you know and love and you feel comfortable with, well, then saying yes to that new experience will have you less afraid of the unexpected. There is so much power in anticipation as well. I find that when I make plans and I look forward to something that is in my calendar, whether that be a movie night because you need to be socially distanced but you're both gonna press play at the same time, or your favorite holiday, celebrating something or making plans really mixes things up, and it gives yourself something to look forward to. I find that often when I get in a rut, I become so internal that I forget that there are so many things in life to look forward to. Oftentimes for me, it doesn't even need to be people. If you're not a people person, sometimes just having some one-on-one time with your favorite dog or animal can also be a way to connect. The final thing is work hard, break hard. You guys work so hard every single day. You work so hard, whether that be just being a human and getting out of bed and cleaning your space, feeding yourself, or actually working. You work really hard. And that means break hard as well. This is one of the things that I found, and this is why I wanted to be on camera with you guys chatting, because this one is so personal to me. I find that I struggle with this so much. And it's something that I'm currently working on, and this is the reason why I put it in the video, because when I get in a rut, I'm gonna go back and watch this and be like, oh yeah, thanks, Past Amanda. But basically, one of the hardest things for me sometimes is just to sit in my break and enjoy it, and actually take up that moment as like, no, this is productive. This is actually very productive when we take a break. Oftentimes when I'm taking a break, I'll be sitting there thinking about the opportunity cost of that time. Now, opportunity cost is what we give up for something that we are currently taking. It's like, oh, the opportunity cost of going to grandma's to have dinner together is staying home and editing a video. But you know what? It's so worth making that connection and having that time off and connecting with family, because that is part of balance, and that is part of actually living a whole and healthy life. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be break hard and like go and like get your drink on and hang out with all your friends. Breaking hard can also just mean sitting on the couch, favorite bevy in hand, whether that be a fun bevy or a warm, cozy one, and reading your book and not feeling guilty. And this is one that I find helps me get out of a rut, because when I'm in a rut, sometimes I'm working so hard that it, boom, digs the rut deeper. But when I don't take that break to actually refuel, I actually dig myself even deeper in that rut. Where I've found that if I actually take a moment, I settle down, I have self-care night, I really focus on just me, and I put down work completely, and I don't feel guilty about it. I'll get to it tomorrow. That's when I truly recharge, and that's when the rebuild can happen. So those are my 5 things. Now, I do realize that the barrier to entry to some of these can be tough, because when you're in a rut, reaching out to people and having that day one mindset can be really, really hard, because that's kind of where you need to push yourself towards being. But I promise you that this rut isn't going to last forever. And oftentimes these situational moments of the dip in our lives teach us what we actually love to do and the direction of where we want our life to go. One thing I found super interesting about most recently, and the last video that I released was my bullet journal video. I'll link it up above if you guys are even interested in bullet journaling at all. I follow a theme and it's really, really fun. But one thing that I found when I first started bullet journaling was that I really wanted to track my mood. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because I wanted to see when I was a little lackluster for life and when I was truly savoring every moment of the day. And I would gauge that on whether I was enthusiastic or frustrated, motivated, or feeling really, really just sucked of energy. And through tracking those moods, I was able to figure out what moments in life, what people when I'm hanging out with, what things when I'm doing them, give me energy, give me life, and make me want to be the person that I want to be on an everyday basis. And of course, the very opposite and antithesis of what I want to be and where I want to go. I had to observe that too. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And of course, those are only 5 things. There are many other ways to get out of a rut, some in our control, some out of our control. I would love if you would leave a comment below so we can just kind of start a conversation down there in the comments. If you're new to this channel and you like this video as well, I would love if you would subscribe, become part of the fam. We are a growing little seed here on this little corner of the internet, and it's been a lot of fun. I will see you guys in the comments after this video is posted, and of course, as always, we'll see you in my next one. Bye guys, good luck with that rut.